Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jarek Brian Show. My name is Jarek, and on today's show, we have an amazing guest. We have a project that is making a lot of noise in the polygon space, and that is Rival Bears. And today, I have the founder, Max, on. Max, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good, so I appreciate you for having me.
Oh man, appreciate you coming on here and talking to me. Like I said, Rival Bears. Like, how long ago did you guys meet?
It'll be close to a little bit over 2 months now. Yeah, that we've been to.
Okay, and so you guys are like a fairly new project, the Polygon. Like how did you get into the Web3 space? And kind of tell me your journey, kind of like getting all the way here to Rival Bears.
Yeah, for sure. It all started really with me and my brother. Uh, I've told the story a couple times now. It's we basically we used to be into NFTs, but not really like looking so deep into like the utilities or anything like that. It was more so just because we thought it was fun and we thought it was cool and it was something different. And so I always enjoyed it. At the time, actually, when we got into it, which was like I want to say like 3 years maybe from now. It was like 3 years when we really got into it, and we were on Magic Eden. And at the time, Magic Eden didn't have or didn't support any other chains. All they supported was Solana, and so we had to get a Phantom wallet. And at the time, my brother still wasn't 18, so we basically like shared a wallet, and we would put money in there and stuff like that. And so, like obviously, like at the time, we were like working and just like trying to pick up as much as we can. Like we weren't making that much money. So we were just putting money in this Phantom wallet, and then we would go in like late at night and just like try to like see some cool projects and like try to read up on like some different roadmaps that we thought were really cool. Because at the time it was mostly just like PFP projects, like just strictly art, and obviously we're passionate about that, and we find that super interesting. And so yeah, that's really how we started in Web3 and how we got into NFTs in the beginning, and that was like I guess that was like what brought us in.
Okay, yeah, and that's great. I've heard that story, and you guys are very active on Discord and Twitter. I was a really big fan of that. Like I said, Polygon has a lot going on, and I know a lot of people like don't believe that, but there's like a ton of stuff going on in Polygon. So I meant to kind of circle back to you guys, but the thing is, when I started noticing you guys doing like a lot of airdrops to holders and things like that, that intrigued me because I like projects that always take care of their holders, always give back to their holders. So that's why I was like, you know what, I got to have these guys on. I got to check them out. And so that's when I DM'd you and everything like that, and asked about the whole ecosystem. But you can kind of tell me, like, Rival Bears, what's the inspiration behind Rival Bears? Like, what is like the inspiration about why a bear, and like the artwork? Can you kind of give us a little insight on that?
Yeah, so like to kind of piggyback off this story that I was telling you. So at the time, I wanted to start my own project, and I thought like I was like, man, we can make way better art than this. Like we can do something amazing. Like I really think like we can do a lot of the things that we've always wanted to do with a really cool NFT project. And in terms of the art, like I started looking like for different animals because at the time, and probably still now, a lot of projects use like monkeys. They were using like dragons. They're using a whole bunch of different animals. Like, and I've always been a big fan of animal PFPs, like animal projects. Like, I just think it's so sick the way that people are able to add their own kind of style to it and add their touch, and especially with the different kind of patterns that they use. And so I started looking into like what animals like not really being used that much. And at the time, the bears, there wasn't really any project like for bears. It's like it's then like a week or 2 weeks later, OK Bears comes out, and I remember seeing OK Bears, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But it wasn't really like what I was what I was trying to do with mine. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna still do my bears, and I'm gonna make them like even more unique. I'm gonna try to make them to my style as much as I can. And one thing that I really loved about bears is that there's a lot of different species of bears. So it's not just one bear and you're stuck with one. There's a lot of different ones and you can create variety, because that's one thing that I saw that most projects have, right? They have that one base character, and then off that one base character, they put traits on top and they make them look different through that, which is really cool. But I wanted it to be different. So I created 5 different characters. I designed 5 different bears that all represent different things that have traits dedicated to that specific bear and have each have their own style and color palette. So if you look at the polar bears, they look nothing like the black bears. If you look at the black bears, they look nothing like the panda bears. And even the color palettes that we use for them are very different. Pandas have the red and the blacks and the whites. You look at the sun bear, that one has the gold, the black, and a lot of the material that we use in terms of like the traits, the 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 style that I wanted to get off was like gold plated with metal material for the sun bears. You look at the panda bear, I wanted to do more like a black steel with like charcoal and lava, and it's just each one has its own identity, and I thought it was really cool because then people could pick like their favorites and people could really like try to find one that they really like. So basically, trying to give people more variety through the art.
Oh yeah, cool. And like it looks like there have like a kind of like a different like elemental like type feel to them. Like you know what I mean? Like there's like I saw like kind of like a sun bear. I kind of saw like. Can you explain like those different traits?
Yeah, so there's 5 different elements. So we're doing sun, fire, water, ice, and earth. And so there's 5 different tribes, and like I said, they each represent a different thing, and they have their own lore in the story that we've created for them, which you'll see in our upcoming comic book, how that all ties in together. And that's the reason why we did it like that, because it has a story behind it. There's a meaning for it, and there's a reason why the traits are the way that they are. Um, and through these elements is how we were able to create the Mad Honey airdrops, which we could get into in a little bit. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was yeah, I said like with all like I just noticed like different artwork and I was a big fan of it and as I said I was like man like no one's really done a bear here like on Polygon and if they usually do a bear it's usually like one of those like those cutesy bears like no one's doing like kind of like warrior bears or anything like that. Um,
Yeah.
and also I want to say too as well as describe like those like airdrops because you guys like I said are doing a lot for your holders. Like what is the Mad Honey airdrop? What was that?
Yeah, so the Mad Honey was something really fun. So it has two different meanings. So the first one, which is the most outspoken meaning, is like we wanted to create an upgrade for each bear. And so basically each tribe got into this Mad Honey. So the Mad Honey is basically this honey that's like enhanced and it has powers to it. And like I said, it's another feature in the comic book that you guys will read about and hear some backstory behind. But basically, this Mad Honey enhances what these emotions are for these bears. So the first one that we started off with was the Mad Panda, because the panda bear in the rival bear story represents like destruction, represents the fire tribe, which is reckless, relentless, this like fierce bear. And so when they got into the Mad Honey, it enhances those emotions, it enhances those traits, which gives the Mad Panda. And so if you look at the Mad Panda airdrop, it's fierce. It's showing teeth. It has honey coming down from his teeth. We even changed the color palette to like a gold honey with like a gray, and obviously the hints of red because representing the fire tribe. But and obviously bulked them up and made them look crazy. So we basically did that with every single tribe, and we have one left. And also by the name of the airdrops, you can see like they each represent a different thing. So we have the Mad Pandas, we have the Spartans, which was for the Sun Bears, and they all have like Spartan traits. We even have the Alexander armor, like the Spartan helmet. And the cool thing was like there's only 300 of those, so like the 300 Spartans. So I thought that was really dope. We have the Ghost, which as you can see is like it's reference off the dead bears that we have in rival bears, which are our most sought after fur in rival bears. I think there's only like 2 listed, and I think the cheapest one is like 750 Matic. And then we have the Immortals coming up. So the Immortals are going to be the upgrade for the Earth tribe that we have coming in. So we'll be showing some sneak peeks later this week, and it's going to be an exciting time. So we still got one more.
Oh man, that's super interesting. And so, that most sought after skin, that's a zombie skin, right?
Yeah, so that's the dead bear with the exoskeleton showing. Which is if you have one of those, you get every single airdrop. So no matter what, and there's only 80 of them. Yeah, there's only 80 of them in the collection, so that's why it's a very special trait. And it's one of the most like well designed ones too. Like it's just very very detailed, very different. And so obviously, if, on Twitter, I rock a dead sun, and so yeah, it's a very popular one, and we're gonna be bringing that one back for the Lost Tribes for sure.
Okay, and so how is the so like we had like the main collection, right? Like how is the Mad Honey? How's that gonna how's that gonna plug into the whole ecosystem, or is that gonna be like something that's gonna be kind of like more explained more like kind of like in your comment? Like how is the Mad Honey bears are gonna be like plugged in here?
Yeah, so it's a really cool question because it's something that's been getting asked around in our Discord and across Twitter is like, what is the Mad Honey gonna do? Like besides like obviously it being amazing art and looking really cool, like what is it gonna do? What is it gonna represent? And so I'll answer your question with this that tomorrow, I'm not sure when this video is coming out, so
Oh
but on
yeah,
Thursday,
which is
on
the
Thursday, August
20.
24th.
Yes.
Okay, go. But on the 24th, which is tomorrow, so if you're watching this, you probably already saw it, but if you haven't already, tomorrow we'll be dropping our Infinity Roadmap, which
Ooh.
from my research, I don't think nobody else, no other project has ever done something like this, which I find amazing because the whole goal with our upcoming collection that's called Lost Tribes, which we're adding 5 new elements to Rival Bears and completely redesigning the art. One of the main things that we're following is like we're trying to do something no one else has done. And so we have a bunch of ideas written down on a piece of paper, literally, of like things that I've never seen other projects done that we're going to try to do. One of them is going to be this Infinity Roadmap, which is not just your roadmap, but it's going to be a timeline of memories. We're literally putting in like 10 to 12 visuals, graphics, illustrations into one image. And you'll be able to interact with it and go in throughout. And the cool thing is that we can keep adding to it as we go. So 5, 6, 7 months from now, we want to add more things to our roadmap. We'll just go into our design and add another graphic. And for somebody that barely joins us 5 months from now, they can go back and see where we started from day one and go back and look. And it'll be an amazing experience to just kind of go through and keep adding to that because now we keep track of everything. There's footprints left behind. And so I think it's really cool to design something like that. And we're going to be recording it tonight and actually posting it tomorrow. And along with that Infinity Roadmap, we'll be releasing our white paper, which will break down every single visual that you see in the roadmap. And I have a breakdown explaining exactly what we're trying to do and what we have coming up.
Wow, that's amazing. And like, by the time this video comes out, it already would have happened. So, oh man, that's exciting. And I know there's only so much you can say about that Infinity Roadmap, but um, oh wow, that's just crazy. So, what I was kind of like, I definitely want to hop into this because I'm a big time comic book nerd. Please tell me more about this comic book that you're going to release.
Man, that's yeah, I'm excited too, man. I'm excited. Yeah, so our comic book that we got coming up is going to be called First Strike. Some of the cool things that outside of just the comic book is that you're gonna have 3 different front covers. 2 of them will be like a standard issue, and then there will be a third one that we're gonna call the gold edition. The gold edition will have like sketches that we have from previous Rabbit Bear designs, from some of the things that didn't make the comic book, as well as some really cool goodies that we're gonna have, and then like a special packaging for that gold edition. The standard issues, the cool thing that all comic books will have is that they'll be numbered from 1 to 500 because we're only releasing 500 of these comics, and they'll be numbered. So whichever one you get, it'll have a card with it that has the number of the comic book, and it'll be signed by the team as well. And so another cool thing is like all 3 of the front covers will be mintable. So we're going to be including a QR code that you're going to be able to scan, and you'll be able to go mint your front cover for free, and it'll be forever with you. So if you get, let's say you get the number 3 out of 500 comic book, you'll be able to mint that, and when you go mint it, it'll say number 3, and then you'll always have that in your wallet as you own that number 3 comic book. So super dope, and like I said, it'll give people an understanding of the story behind Rabbit Bears, and some of the tribes and like what is going on right there and everything. And so it's really cool to be bring that to life. And like I said, it'll be a tangible copy, so you'll be able
Mm.
to, yeah, you'll be able to order it and get it shipped to. I've been saying that like you'll be able to get it shipped anywhere in the world, but like if there's like some countries that are just like out of reach, like we'll try to figure it out. But no problems. But in almost like most countries, yes, you'll be able to get it. We're figuring out the shipping, making sure that shipping is reasonable for everyone, and yeah, it'll be something really exciting. Obviously, we'll make a video showcasing what the comic book looks like and how it looks in terms of once it's done printed and all that. And so we'll showcase it and show everybody before they order, and hopefully everybody enjoys that. We already have 3 comic book stores here in Dallas that will be taking a couple
Oh
copies,
wow.
as well as 2 in Florida, and I believe 1 in Seattle, if I'm correct. So yeah, we have a couple stores that'll be taking us in and putting us in their show. So it's really cool to be able to go in and you see a Rival Bear comic book in your in your local comic book store. So hopefully we get into more later on as we keep growing as a business and as a project and as a brand. And so but an amazing start, you know.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I totally agree. So like, kind of more on the comic book, or did you also read comic books as yourself growing up? Like why a comic book? And I also too, I like the fact that you're doing a physical copy. So were you very much a big comic book nerd?
So I wasn't like a big comic book nerd growing up until like I got a little bit older.
Same,
Then I started getting into it. Yeah, I
same.
was into it, like once I had enough money to buy it on my own. Then I was buying some, and but one thing that I have been since like I was very little, I've always been a big superhero fan. Like superheroes,
Mhm.
I'm a diehard. Like I go to every single premiere, everything. Like I'm just big on it. And so when the idea came across about like being able to just design our own comic book, dude, I was all over it. I was like, yes. And I think it's a perfect way to like explain a story too. I think it's a great way to like put together something, especially with the amount of art that we release. If we put all that effort into a comic book where we can kind of just give people something, especially if it's a tangible object where people can showcase it themselves. I think that's insane, and I think it's really cool. And so, yeah, that's the objective with that.
Oh no, that's great. And so so you have illustrators, you have comic book writers, you're gonna have like artists and whatnot. So what's gonna be the kind of is there gonna be like some sort of like war going on? Like what's gonna happen that's gonna actually cause these I'm pretty sure that you have all these different tribes. Are they gonna be at war or something?
You're just gonna have to order one, man, or order a couple,
Oh,
or order a couple.
that's great. No, okay, good, good. All right, all right. I respect that. I respect that. You know, yeah, I definitely like what you guys got, going on here and everything like that. But when I was kind of doing my research on you too, and I was actually hearing you in some of the spaces, you're actually one of the only few projects that actually going to do this. Can you go more in depth on what exactly you're going to do with the behind the scenes stuff that you guys got going on in this YouTube channel you're going to launch?
Yeah. So one of the things that I think is really cool is video content. I've always found it like one of the best ways to promote, not just like your brand, but also yourself. And one thing that I'm very open about, like even in my own personal like social media, I've always been open about like what I do like throughout the day. Like I'm always either out, like either I'm working, either I'm um, working out, or like about like with my brother or some friends or something like that. And I really think it's really cool some of the stuff that we do, especially what we've been doing with Rival Bears. Like the other day, me and my brother, like one thing that we've never done is like we've never spray painted. Like I'm not a big spray painter. I know how to draw, but I can't spray paint.
Hmm.
And me and my brother, we went to the to our local Sherwin Williams, and we just bought a bunch of spray paints. We just bought a whole bunch, like a black, a gold, a red, and we went to our local, like there's this place that's called the Fabrication Yard here in Dallas, and a lot of people go over there to spray paint and stuff. And we literally spray painted Lost Tribes. Like we gave it our best shot, and we recorded the entire thing. And I think it looks pretty cool, like for us to do it the first time. and that was something that we recorded. And things like that we do, like we're always like just doing some fun stuff that has to do with the project that I really wish like people could see and go behind the scenes. We recently started our Twitch, where some of our guys, John and Ant, and Dre, they've been hopping on Twitch and like recording like some sessions showing how we've been doing some of the promo arts and how we do some of the bears that we do all the time and stuff. Kind of like doing like a show you how to draw a rival bear type of thing. So I think those are cool. It's really fun, and yeah, I want to put more stuff out and just give vlogs out and show you guys like what's behind the scenes.
Oh, that is great. I love projects that do that because not a lot of times like we don't know what kind of goes into actually like kind of like the behind scene the stuff with all the devs and everything like that in the team. So it would be kind of interesting to kind of get that kind of behind the scenes look though. But I also want to go into this though too. So I was kind of like looking at everything too. I also noticed there's some possible gaming. Can you kind of like go more into that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it's funny. Like you can even look it up, or most people can. We used to have a so before Rival Bears was even like Rival Bears. Like we had a gaming team called Rival Bear Gaming Team, and this was me and a bunch of my friends. We ended up recruiting some other guys that I actually met for the first time, and we recruited a bunch of gamers, and we all were just like entering like small league tournaments, and like obviously we won some, we lost some, but more than anything, it was fun. It was fun competing, and we were mostly doing like Call of Duty games, so a bunch of Call of Duty different matches and stuff like that, and also Apex, and it was just a fun experience. And even at one time, like I remember like my we had all those guys that were recruited, like some of them we had never even met in person yet, but we were all in Dallas. And I remember one time what I did was like I had just gotten paid, and I went into the my local movie theater and I just rented out an entire movie theater. I rented out the movie theater and I like brought everybody together to meet each other, and we just ordered a bunch of pizza and they let us bring it in, and then we connected the PS5 to the screen, and we just started playing games and just meeting each other and just having fun and enjoying it. And I want to bring that vibe back with this project. So one of the goals is starting up the gaming team. We want to hold a live stream tryout, so we're going to be streaming the entire thing. We have a bunch of different games that we're going to be competing in, or that we plan to compete in. Right now, if you go to the website, there's an application open where people can apply for the gaming team, send in a clip or anything. We're going to be choosing close to like 40 people to come try out. And then we're looking to just put together a team of like 15 to 20 people, depending on the skill level and depending on the amount of games that get chosen, because we want to have some diversity for who's competing in what. So looking for a team of 15 to 20 people. We're going to be sending out our jerseys, custom designed by us. Like we've been designing these jerseys for a minute, and I think it's really cool. And obviously we've designed some really cool flags. Like those kind of things, like obviously they come easy to us. And we think we have really something super dope, and I think it's a great idea, and I'm super excited about that. So that's something that we've been working on the side, and we hope to be able to bring that to life here soon.
See, I love that you guys are doing like IRL stuff and everything like that. I love that, and that's great. That's going to bring in a lot of people too as well that may not even like really be at first not interested in the NFT, but they may branch right into that and grab themselves a rival bear. So I love the fact that you guys are doing that. But also, I want to talk about IMAX Labs. What is that?
Yeah, so IMAX Labs is now a registered business here in the state of Texas. It is the home to Rival Bears, to Mad Honey, and to our upcoming collection, Lost Tribes. We also want to open up a studio under IMAX Labs. The studio will consist of us being able to provide our services to other projects, individuals, businesses, by making any type of artwork that they need. We want to have that availability to anybody. We also want to create or provide a utility for our holders where they can get stuff done at a discounted rate as well. And if they have a rival bear that they need, that they want a graphic for, a banner, or any type of thing that they want custom made for their bear, we're going to be making that a free utility. We'll have different templates set up and everything like that they can choose from. So it'd be really cool and a very really cool way to fix up your bear however you'd like. The other thing is the comic books will be distributed through IMAX Labs as well. So it'll be something that will be under IMAX Labs, and we have a couple other things that we want to bring to IMAX Labs, but those are the main couple things that we have right now.
See, that's what I love. See, you got a registered business. See, and this is what I think is missing a lot from some of these projects, that they don't actually have like a business kind of like touch to it. There's no like Web 2 involvement. And I honestly think the projects that incorporate Web 2 and Web 3 together are going to be the ones that are going to make it. In my opinion, right? Of course, not financial advice. Always do your own research, but those are the projects that are like doing the stuff that you're doing, like the whole gaming stuff and like the ROL events and bringing people in and the custom jerseys and everything like that. It's just gonna bring that kind of max adoption that we're kind of looking for. So hats off to you guys, and that is just wonderful. Can you go more in depth about because you mentioned the Lost Tribes a lot? What is that?
Yeah. So one thing that moved me a while back was we actually gave away a Ute as a prize in Rival Bears. Yeah, we did basically like a sweep contest, and we had we had over like 400 entries on the sweep, and it was an amazing experience. It was a really cool time, and it was really fun. And but the part that really got to me, or that kind of left the mark on me, was when I went and bought the Ute. I saw this Ute that had like a white shirt with a white kind of hoodie, white hat, and like these gold glasses. And I thought it was really clean. I was like, oh man, I like this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy this one. So I bought it, and when I bought it, I showed it to Richard. So shout out to Richard. He's our community manager or community lead, and he's like, man, are you bringing Denny to the project? And I was like, Denny? Who's Denny? He's like, Denny, dude, that's the owner of the Ute. And I was like, no, dude, this is the Ute that I bought. And he's like, dude, that belongs to Denny. And then like a couple hours later, when I post it, people start tagging him under the post of the Ute. They start tagging Denny. And it's funny because I end up meeting the guy, and he's a really, really cool dude. He even bought some Rival Bears trying to like win his Ute back. Mm-hmm. But the fact that people instantly knew who that Ute belonged to really motivated me and really drove me to like a different kind of outlook on the art side of things. Like the fact everybody was able to just identify that was Denny's Ute. Like that was his profile picture for a while. That was who he represented, and that was his identity. And that's the whole theme behind Lost Tribes, is I want people to find their forever bear. I want them people like, you could have your 20, your 30 bears, but there's always going to be that one bear that you can kind of like relate to, that you're like, man, that's the one that kind of just represents me. That's the one that I identify with, and that's the one that I want to represent me. And so I want people to have that availability, that freedom to be able to choose one like that. So with this Lost Tribes, what I'm doing is not only are we adding 5 new elements to Rival Bears, but we're also like adding 4 times the traits of what Rival Bear OG had. And we're adding also just your regular traits as well. So we're going to add shirts, t-shirts, jackets, hats, things like that, but also bringing back that Rival Bear style with the armor, the crowns, the weapons, all that stuff as well. So we're literally going to just, and then we're also redesigning the art. We've given some previews out in our profile if anybody wants to go check those out. And we're just like completely detailing it just a little bit more and just creating this amazing sequence of just anime, but like manga, but also just clean cut style to the Rival Bears. It's not fully manga, it's not fully anime, and it's not fully just clean lines. Like it's detail and it's amazing artwork. So really excited to showcase with you guys. And when did you say this video is coming out?
It'll probably drop next week.
Okay, so if it's dropping next week, then by then we should have already announced that we're going to be doing the Lost Tribes Part 1 and Lost Tribes Part 2. And so we're going to treat this as a movie. And the cool thing is that we're going to this is crazy. We're going to be the first project to not only give you, so For those that haven't seen it yet, because we haven't put it out, but uh the new Lost Tribes art is a front facing PFP.
Oh, I
Now
like that.
now you might like that, but some don't like that. Some are more of the side profile or the 3/4 quarter pose. So what we're gonna do part one, if you get your Lost Tribes, you'll have your front facing PFP. Part two, we're giving you that exact NFT in a side profile view as well. You'll get
Oh,
both NFTs in one. So we'll be the first project to give you not only a front facing version, but a side profile version as well. All just custom to your NFT.
wow. That is. Oh man, I don't think I'm trying to bounce it off my head here. I don't think anybody's really done that. I can
Nobody's done that.
remember. I'm trying to think. I go through it. There's no one thing I can think. Not one project I can think of. Not at all.
That's
Oh,
the whole goal with this with Lost Tribes. Like I said, I have a list of things that like I've done my research trying to find like making sure that people haven't done this. Like one was the Infinity Roadmap. I know for sure nobody's done that in Web3. I've seen it before in like IRL things, but never in Web3. And then providing a front and side profile view. Don't get me don't get me wrong. It's a lot of work for sure. It's a lot of art that we're doing, but the fact that we can give people the option to have it as a front facing or as a side profile view will be insane, and it'll be attached to your NFT. So even if you were to sell it, like people will get that exact version as well once when they see it on OpenSea or Magic Eden.
amazing though. But also, I want to bring up something too because I saw you guys tease this on Twitter. Female bears. I want
Yep.
to know. I want to know more about that. That right there is intriguing because like not a lot of like female kind of like led like kind of like PFPs are really like popular, right? But to me, I don't know. I'm a sucker for them. So that would really that's actually it was you being so like nice and everything like that, and it was the female preview that actually like roped me like right in to actually check you guys out. So if you can, or if I don't know if you can or cannot, I don't want you to get in trouble or anything like that though. But can you release anything about that female bear?
Yeah, I mean, as long as this video comes out to like second half of next week, then
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course.
Yeah, man. So the Lady Bears. So we're calling it like right now the Lady Bears Vision. And the reason why we're doing that is because we want to do something special with the Lady Bears. Like the Lady Bears, oh, it's gonna be more than just a lady bear. Exactly. Like so we're gonna be starting up the Lady Bear Workshop. What the Lady Bear Workshop is gonna do, it's gonna basically highlight the incredible women in Web3. Like we're gonna give them
Ooh.
exclusive access to like other females that are pioneering in the Web3 space, and we have a couple of women leaders that are already in the space that are going to be helping us create this hub for all Lady Bear holders. So I think it's a really cool utility. We're also partnering with some women-owned businesses in IRL. The first one being a business here, actually in Texas, that's a startup business. The name of them is Gleam Team, which is a women-owned business, and we're going to be looking for more women-owned business to create and give discounts and exclusive access for all Lady Bear holders. It's going to be something like really, really cool because, like again, I go back to the whole identity and finding your Web3 identity and finding your forever bear. As if females, sometimes you can't really find that with some of these like it's very very obvious these are male bears, right? And so I've kind of like took that challenge and said like especially like I want women to find their own Web3 identity with the bears as well. So this is like our response by giving a couple little bit of feminine traits and like a good genuine representation of from what the community has and what it's going to. And so yeah, I think it's very, very, very cool, and it's a way to like campaign to bring your women into Web3 and to make them stand up because women are very powerful and women are amazing, and so I think that this is a really cool way to highlight them and really represent something special.
Max, sign me up. Sign me up because I am all about that. Because actually, I just had an interview with. Are you familiar with the Meta Vixens?
Yes, sir. With Anna.
Yes, like I said, I think we definitely need more women in Web3. And she's like very talented, but she's not very talked about much at all. So it's just nice that you're taking it upon yourself because you already have a successful project already, right? And to sit there and be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna highlight women in Web3, and I'm actually gonna kind of tailor it to some of the more like powerful women in Web3. It's just, to me, like I said, sign me up. Now, is this gonna be like a airdrop, or is this gonna be a separate collection you're gonna actually like mint out and release?
This will be part of the Lost Tribes.
Ooh, I gotta get it on that. I gotta get.
Hmm.
I gotta get it on that. So, like I said, I'm all aboard on all that, Max, because that is just to me. I don't know, that speaks to me right there. And man, that is great. You're doing that, and especially you're doing IRL stuff too with these women-led business. So, hats off to you, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's honestly something that I'm very passionate about. Just like creating different avenues for everyone, really. And so shout out to also to Jana, who is a another community member that we brought into the project, and she's helping us with a lot of different initiatives. And she's going to be one of the ones leading this Lady Bear workshop. Her being a woman in Web3, she's had a lot of success. She was actually a speaker at NFT NYC earlier this year, I believe. So she's very well known in the space, worked with other projects as well, and so she's helping start up this initiative and we're going to be reaching out to other women founders. Anna could possibly be one as well. She's really, really cool. I've had the opportunity to work with her. We've actually done a collab together. Like, I designed like a collab design with a bear and a Metavix in one time a couple months ago. So that was really, really cool. And so maybe we'll have her come in as well. And so I think it's just a great opportunity and different lane, and it's something different for projects to provide.
Yeah, I think that's great. And kind of, like I said, I just can't say enough good things about what you're doing there. But I do want to ask you something real quick though too, because I don't know if we kind of like lost it and whatnot, or I don't know. Like I said, you got so much going on, Max. This is just great. But staking is staking going to be like available, or I don't know if you've mentioned that. But are you going to be able to
Hmm.
stake anything? I know, like the only reason I ask that because everybody seems to like want that nowadays. I'm more on the fence, like not really. It's not really like a big thing for me though. But is staking going to be available?
Yep. So staking has been it's been in the works for like the past, I want to say like a month or
Mm-hmm.
so. The one thing with me about staking is that it has to match my art. So the
Mm-hmm.
first go around with me, so it's very different than building a website. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I can build a website, but this one was just I don't know. It's just a little bit different in terms of the UI.
Mm-hmm.
The UX and everything that we have going on with the backend is completely finished. Like I could literally put it out right now, and people could connect their wallet and start earning honey points, which is what you'll be earning once you stake your bears. You'll be earning honey points, and we have a breakdown of this in our Discord already. We released the amount of points that your bears would be receiving, so you can kind of already calculate like how many points each bear would receive. And these honey points, once again, I know this is coming out later in the half,
Trust
later
me, it
next
is.
week.
Trust me. Yeah, it is. Because like my editor, I'm working him like crazy.
So these honey points, what we're working on, and we're gonna be working with another project on this that we can't just name just yet until they release it as well. But we're gonna be doing these mystery boxes, and these mystery boxes that will be catered to honey points. You'll be able to open them with these honey points and get rewards and other thing, as well as not just like prizes, but also like services. Like you can open up a box and it'll say like, oh, one free custom poster design with your references or anything that you want, and you could send it into IMAX Studios, and that'll be like a coupon almost type of deal. So not just prizes, but also services will be in these boxes, and also like honey points. You'll be able to earn those, and that is just one way. And then we'll also have like different games that you'll be able to play with these honey points. That'll be really cool. And so staking should be coming out in like maybe I want to say like towards the end of next week, starting in 2 weeks. Like I said, all that's left is just fixing up the UI a little bit, but the staking will be out, and you will be able to stake not just your rival bears, but also your mad honey bears.
Ooh,
So that'll be really cool.
ooh. Okay, okay, definitely. Okay, see, yeah, a lot of people are gonna love that. And kind of like Max, like with Rival Bears, like you guys have accomplished, like quite a bit, right? And I know during the mint out process too was a little like, how long did take you guys to mint out?
It took us 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, that's see, that's not nothing right there. I've had projects like take like weeks and whatnot. So that actually, guys minted out pretty fast, man. Because like there's people right now, projects still struggling. There's nothing wrong with that, but that just shows your community and how you had that built up and everything like that. So hats off to you on that. But what do the what would you like to see the Rival Bears accomplish the rest of this year?
Man, the rest of this
in a
year,
perfect world.
Yeah, in a perfect world. In a perfect world, I really want to get into. I want to get into more into the IRL side of things. I think you brought up a great point. The whole business side is very, very fundamental. I think with growing your brand, because you need to have some foundation to it. I want to start hosting events. And here's some alpha. Rival Bears will be having their first IRL event at the Art Basel in 2023 in December in Miami. So,
man.
So we're going to be having our first event there. We're going to be partnering up with another community or a couple of communities as well. And hopefully doing like a really cool like pop-up event. And hopefully like we have some bears come out and just have a good time. And so I think like more events like that. I also recently was put into a group chat of a bunch of people that I didn't know that were here in the city of Dallas. And
wow.
I met this guy. His name is, he goes by No Sleep on Twitter. He's, I believe, a community manager for another project called Shredding Sassy. Shout out to them.
Oh, really cool project. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just connected with him too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a really cool project. And the community manager, his name is No Sleep. He's actually here in Dallas, as well as Merc from High Sea Pirates. Shout out to them.
Oh, wow.
He's also here in the city of Dallas, and they know a bunch of people around here that I never knew about. And so I thought that was really, really cool. And I want to start hosting more events, more sporting events. We also have the Rival Academy that we're about to start up. The Rival Academy is going to be like basically like it's going to include fitness, it's going to include gaming, it'll include a bunch of different like outside activities that, or like even just activities in general that we can like start providing some support for. So like for example, we have a Spartan race coming up towards the end of October that the Rival Bear team is going to be doing. So like me, my brother, a bunch of the guys, we're all going to be going on this like obstacle course, right, for the Spartan, and we're going to be representing Rival Bears. So we have our gear that we're putting together. We're putting together all our merch and like gear and stuff, and we want to do that for other people out there as well. That like, let's say they're competing on a marathon, they're doing a triathlon, a Spartan race as well, a Tough Mudder, whatever it could be. Like, let us know, and like we want to make an application available to like start sending out some merch for free, and like basically have this merch so they can represent us in like different races and stuff and take pictures and represent it. And like, it's really cool to create some branding and stuff like that. So I want to do that. And I want to start getting more into like that IRL side of things, because I think like we're doing a really good job here. It starts to start pushing our boundaries and start pushing any limits that are set on us. So that's hopefully the goal for the rest of the year.
No, that is great. And like I said, keep those Texas events coming, because I'm in H-Town. So I love Dallas too as well. So I also got to ask you one thing though. This is a very important question to me, and this is going to determine on whether like how I edit this video. Because if not, I'm just gonna like make this a 5-minute video. But are you a Cowboys fan?
Just better not be a Cowboys fan. Oh my god.
Are you?
Yeah, dude.
Of course, me too. Okay, good. Cause we're gonna. This is great. This is great. I've been a Cowboys fan ever since I could remember. So this is great. You're a Cowboys fan, because I always get so much flack for being one, especially here in Houston. I get slaughtered, and all these nerds and virgins keep coming at me here in Houston. So I have to get it every football season. So finally, I can actually get a community that's actually pro Cowboys, because man, I get worked here.
Hey, Super Bowl every year, man. Super Bowl every year. Don't let them play different.
No, like I said, Max, this is great, and Do you have anything else, any kind of alpha you want to leak, or anything else that you want to say, or do you have anybody you want to shout out, or any kind of community members you want to shout out?
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out to my team, man. Shout out to Ant, shout out to John, shout out to Dre, Josh, my brother, um, Aaron, and shout out to Richard, to Jonna, to Sanguini, to Mikey, all these people that help Rivalries be where they're at today. I was actually given a pretty motivational talk the other day, like how basically, you know, you have to humble yourself. You have to be able to know that you can't do everything on your own, and you have to be able to admit that. And that was something that I struggled with in the beginning. I thought that I could do everything. I thought that I was able to be like Superman type of deal, and I realized very quickly, and I was humbled very quickly that I can't, that I need help, and I need assistance, and I need good people around me. And
Takes
so
a
that's
village.
what I've done. Exactly. It takes a village, and Rome wasn't built in one day. So we've been able to build this up and keep building and keep growing our community. I'm very proud of where we are today, and we're just gonna keep growing, keep working hard. Um, it's something that like I guess going back to the Mad Honey, I didn't even tell you the second meaning behind that. And the second meaning behind the Mad Honey was like we wanted to showcase like improvement. And so you look at Rival Bears and then you look at Mad Honey, you could see the amount of improvement that we've done in just a couple weeks. And then you're gonna look at Lost Tribes and you're gonna look at Mad Honey, you'll see the improvement we've done in that time. So like just keep giving us time and we will just keep improving. Like that's my goal, is just being better than we were last time. Every time we put something out, just know the next one's gonna be even better. And so we wanted to showcase that, and we're giving y'all visual representations of all our improvement, so you can track it, so you can see it with your own eyes. Like I don't want to be the person to just tell you, but more so to show you. So I hope people see that, and we hope to keep bringing some amazing content and amazing stuff for you guys.
Max, I can't thank you enough, and thank you for coming on here. I'm barely kind of starting out. Thank you for coming on my small channel, kind of giving me a chance. Max, I appreciate everything you're doing. You definitely gained a fan, especially the Cowboys and the women Bears that are coming out. But Max, I do appreciate you.
No, thank you, man. It was really cool. It was really cool meeting you, man. And I love what you got going on. I saw the other video that you had, and dude, you're awesome. Keep doing it. Keep going hard, and yeah, man, I can't wait to share this video with everybody. It's gonna be a really cool time.
Oh, me too. Well, guys, that wraps our show. Thank you guys for coming. If you want to stay up to date with more NFT content or the latest and greatest news or mints, like, subscribe, share, download. Will be much appreciated. Follow me on X at Hey It's Jarek, and I'll see you guys around on the blockchain. Later.